guys, welcome to our very first episode of AnonTalk with Sandra. And today we have our very first guest, Simba. So, Simba, can you tell us a little bit of yourself?
Okay, how are you guys? My name is Simba, the guy from the Midweek Talk, always striving to make the world a better place through talking. So I believe you know me. Simba is a third year entering student studying Bachelor of Commerce degree at Lovely Professional University. And I'm the host and co-founder of the Midweek Talk with Simba. Generally, that's it about me.
Okay, so guys, on this AnonTalk, what we do is you send out your anonymous messages about anything that you're facing, be it financial issues, be it relationship issues, health issues. You send everything, and then in turn we try and advise each other. So I have a little bit of questions here that we are gonna try and advise each other on how we're going to navigate on this. So the first one is, how do we overcome peer pressure? My brother, how do you think we can do this?
Okay, I love the subject of peer pressure so much. Why? It's something that we have also tried to talk about on the Midweek Talk. So what happens with peer pressure is, as long as you have age mates and you have people of similar class or category, you're bound to experience peer pressure, which in turn can be sometimes a positive, sometimes negative. But maybe before I delve into that, let me just address the issue of peer pressure. Peer pressure is something that affects everyone, and it's something that we cannot avoid, but we can try to adjust. We can try to live in a way that we accommodate the peer pressure and make sure that it has got no greater impact on us. We try to mitigate its effects on ourselves. So what happens with peer pressure is it affects a person of any age. Like I said, as long as you have age mates, you are bound to have peer pressure. So you see that even our parents experience peer pressure. Why am I saying that? Some of us are studying abroad because of peer pressure that they experience from their own peers, that our own children are studying abroad, and then we have to do that. So coming down to us as university students, peer pressure is a real thing that needs serious attention. Why? Because people are losing themselves, trying to act like their peers or trying to be like the people that they see around them. So peer pressure is a very peculiar topic that needs a lot of attention, I would say, and it needs us as individuals to sit down and acknowledge ourselves, to say that we won't be influenced by what happens around us, but we will try to build our own selves. Be your own person, be your own man, be your own women, so that you stand out for yourself. You have a basis of your own, so that you are not just carried away or influenced by anything.
And I can add a little bit of that. We need to understand that we come from different backgrounds. So your background should be something that tells you, are you eligible to do this or not? If you see someone going to clubs every day, every night, is your background enough for you to go to the clubs and do the same thing? Because the way that person is going to the club is because maybe in their family he doesn't need to do much, because already his future is planned out. Yes, parents who have planned out his future, and you are just following because your friend is doing it. But that's not how it works. Your mind should tell you this is wrong, this is right. And then we have our very own second question. This is saying, how do we deal with racism in our surroundings and on campus?
Okay. Someone that has stayed a bit in India, I would say that racial discrimination is a part of our society. not in a very significant manner, but in a small way. Yes, of course, we are affected racially. Sometimes in classes, you hear teachers using Hindi. You cannot comprehend to the jokes. You cannot really quite get along to some of the explanations. But then that's some of the part of going. That's life. We have to go through it. So racial discrimination is always going to be there. Why? Because we are not in our own countries. So we have to learn to adapt, to follow through, just to live with it. But if you feel like then it's going to the extremes, maybe you can seek special attention from the school or maybe from the local police station. Maybe some of our sisters are harassed by by the Indians. Then it's a matter of attention that will need maybe the police involved. But if it's in school, we can always file a RIMS, to complain about, those racial discriminations that won't allow us to get what we should be getting. But if it's not about all that and the important stuff, I believe that, racism exists and we have to adjust because we are far from home. We are not in our own places. We are not in our own country. So we have to experience a bit of that.
Yeah, and we also need to understand that not everyone's gonna like us. So we have to, try to understand that we only came here for education, and we have to try to, get through it. If it's not a big thing, all you need to do is just, stay away and try to learn some Hindi, because in class I doubt they are gonna stop, speaking Hindi. So you make things better yourself. You try to learn some Hindi until you understand what they are saying, and then okay, we have another one. He's saying, how do we let our family problems back home not affect our personal lives in academics? Hey guys, welcome back. The question in that question was like, how do we let our family problems back home not affect our personal lives in academics?
Okay, you know what? Personal problems are a reality, especially family problems. Where we are coming from, we've got different stuff that aren't talked about, different things that can really affect us mentally. But the greatest thing that has happened to us when we are abroad, you have got an opportunity to study in India. It means that you are a person responsible enough to be accountable. So the problems are there, but you are here for another reason. You are not here for the problems, you are here for the education, you are here for your life. So more focus must be stressed on that. Yes, of course, I'm not neglecting the fact that it rings in my mind, but then I have to make sure that I suppress the feeling or I seek help, try to get assistance on how I can get over those problems so that they do not affect my academic and also affect my social life. Why? Because it will end up leading me to depression, which is not good. These things, the Bible just says, do not worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. So instead of being worried and thinking about things that you cannot actually solve, why can you not just try to pray about those things? Maybe God will help you. Maybe you find a solution. You get a way out.
Okay. Now, guys, we are on the fun part. With this question that has been raised of issues of girls exchanging boys. Now, this question, why are girls exchanging boys? And to me, I think it's a flex. Like some other girls, they think it's a flex. Hey, did you know she finally got the guy? That rich one, what? And sometimes this might be addiction. Like we've done a lot of things that might lead us to being addicted to, having a guy in your life that you can't even survive with the same guy for 2 weeks. You need another one. And can you add something?
Yeah, I think that, our generation, as the .com generation, we are fascinated with a lot of stuff. We are interested in some things that are not so beneficial to us. Some of these things people do it for interest sake and for fame seeking. People want to be popular in the streets. I've jumped from so many. But then that's not even a pride area. It's not something that you can boast about. It's something that, under normal circumstances, something that we should be really looking at and self-introspecting to find the relevance of doing stuff like that. But then, because our generation is losing focus, let me say, we are turning to other things, other issues. You find out that we are doing things just to be celebrated by people. We are doing things just to get an approval by people. Those people, they don't even matter to us, but we seek their approval. So it's affecting most of the girl child, and then they end up, in these fixes of trying to jump from one boyfriend to another, yet they don't realize that they are actually losing their value in doing so. So I think there's need for education to the girl child so that they really understand that it's not just about doing this, but it's about knowing the reason why you are doing something.
And people, we should understand what you do in your teenage years is going to affect you in your adulthood. So exchanging guys, right now it might look like a flex, but once you reach that adulthood, it won't be a flex anymore. People start to criticize you. Some things won't even make out because of the things that you do. Imagine you've been sleeping around. If you hire a boat count, who's gonna want to marry you? And you never know the spirit that you carry from sleeping around. So I don't think this is a flex, honestly. If you want to have a boyfriend, just one guy is enough. There's no need to exchange guys. And just wait for your boyfriend to break up with you. Then you go on. And then we have this one. Is it normal to be single for 2 years?